Hello and welcome back, people. Today we're going to be talking about an interesting project that I've been researching for recent days, and I couldn't wait to make a video for. I couldn't wait to cover this project because I personally am so much involved in this project that I don't think I have been involved that much for many projects since a few months or maybe a few years now, because this project feels like a gem, and I couldn't find this kind of project with this kind of developing team and this kind of vibe in the community for quite a while. So I'm really intrigued by the development and the progress of the project. In just few days I have joined the community for, and I think this coin is really the future in my opinion, and I'll be covering this project for you guys today. I would love to know your opinion on the project, and I would like you guys to also research and get involved with the project's community and get involved in the project itself. Maybe hopefully get some coins and invest in it if you like, and after doing your own research it would be lovely to know your opinions as well. So if we just you can say have an overview of the project currently, because I am also planning to have more videos on this project, because this kind of gem of a project deserves more than one video to really get deep into the project and cover it at its most potential. Now I will be making many too many tutorials covering it, and a series of planned videos that I have in mind that will be in accordance with the collaboration I seek, and of course with the project's progress, and it will be in the given time it will come. But now I have something really cool for you guys in this video, and that is the project's overview. It will be an honest one, but I don't really see any aspect of the project I can criticize really, because many projects I usually do criticize some of the parts of the project, but in this one I really don't see any kind of criticism that needs to be done. But I actually see some kinds of you can say potential I won't say them call them any kind of flaws, but I would call them potential things that will make it difficult for the project to maybe go in a smooth way. But I think that the team and the community is strong enough to they have the ability to just make it achievable regardless of the difficulties that will be in the way. So those can easily be you can say avoided by the amazing team that project has already. So let's just talk about the project and get into the details of the video. Now firstly, this project is basically a privacy token, and privacy is trending right now, but this isn't a project that just spawned out of nowhere for a trending topic. No, it's not a meme coin, it's not a trend, it's fake hype coin. It's a coin with 7 years of its own history, and the history a strong history with a strong community, people of their words, people believing in the project, with different teams switched now, and the current team that is working on it seems to be the last one, because this team really puts the effort this needed or deserved to be since the beginning. Now they have changed some aims that needed to be changed, and they have added some core value to the project's privacy vision, and they've just made it perfect, like the project itself now feels complete, and the potential that we see feels much more than just a crypto coin. Now this isn't just a blockchain project, it's trying to become privacy middleware for the internet, and I love that fact. I love it. I can debate almost all day for privacy versus publicity, that in a real life, in a layman's life maybe, who doesn't even know about crypto, but the visions the project has, regardless of the debate, even if you like publicity, just seeing the potential, because there are people out there who love privacy. The project does serve the things that it promises, and for any kind of developer there comes a point that privacy is needed. Even if the company itself doesn't agree, there needs to be some sort of privacy, and there are so many use cases that can be developed with the project that can be integrated into the developers projects through this coins ecosystem, that it's just countless possibilities for the potential of the project to grow, you can say in huge numbers. So I'll just head over to the website, because the website is a gem of the for the knowledge that about the project that you may need. So you just need to go head over to the website, and you'll get an idea for the project as a whole, and you may need some hours to digest the amount of good info that you will be getting now, and you'll be seeing the potential of a good crypto project, what it can do. So let's just read the website's main page right now. Privacy you can build on: a platform that makes privacy programmable, build private identity, data communications, and access control into any application. Okay, so read the vision. We will head over to this and read it out. I have already examined all of it, so I will be pointing out the main things of the project. So basically, for history, we will not be going deep into the history because we have much more to cover, and for me, past is already done. We don't have to, it's not necessary for anything, but just for validation, the project was recently, you may have heard, for miners, you may have heard Equilibria, XEQ. It was a very renowned coin for, you can say, for miners. It was a decent mineable coin, but the team, apparently there was a transition with the teams, and its abbreviation was XEQ, and now it's called XEQM Labs. This is the new project, but they wanted they didn't want a transition and a rebranding. What they wanted was a smooth transformation into a new, not a new, into a same project with the legacy of the previous project, but the same people, the same believers of the project, they wanted to carry on, and but with their addition and making that previous legacy and turning it into perfection. Now what I learned basically is that this project positions itself as a privacy infrastructure platform. Now it's not just another cryptocurrency. Their idea is privacy should be programmable and usable by developers in real application, just like we read on the website. Instead of focusing only on anonymous transactions, they want developers to build in the ecosystem they provide. Now the main visions of the XEQM labs are divided into some bullet points, because they have wonderful visions. Now, privacy as infrastructure, not a feature. Now this is the core. They want it as a whole to be they don't want just a label of privacy on their coin. They want it to serve the purpose, to be the infrastructure, and the coin just to serve as a fuel. The coin is not the primary thing they offer. They offer something realistic for real life, and the coin is just a use case for that ecosystem, and the coin is the fuel for that ecosystem. So we'll just head over to read the vision and now read about their coin. So who we are: XEQM Labs is the team behind XEQM, a privacy network with a 7-year history, a committed community, and a technical foundation built for what comes next. Now we have talked about that they are not positioning themselves as a crypto coin. It's more than that. It's an ecosystem, it's an infrastructure. But let's dive deeper. Most crypto projects like meme hype, price actions, next 100x trading, etc., but it's not the case. They instead market their infrastructure, their APIs, their developer tooling, their utility, their privacy tech, their real world use cases, their messages. The token exists to power the ecosystem, not the other way around. And that's the beauty of the project and the vision. I loved and I wanted to invest straight away. So the transition and history of the project is basically very smooth, I think, in my opinion. I wasn't there in the community at that time, because I have been researching it for a few days now, but it has a long history of 7 years. So I saw the history. I tried to research as much as possible for you guys, and I found out that they heavily emphasize their history and survival. They don't try to hide it, they don't try to rebrand it. They use it as their strong point instead of weakness. So what they did was that, like other projects, they mention they usually when the teams change, or when the project is going in vain and the developers are leaving, even if a new team joins, they just die or relaunch or abandon the previous coins holders, and just betray them basically, because they are not trying to offer anything to them, and just being a selfish you can say team with just treating it as a product they just bought, and trying to relaunch it, rebrand it and everything, inflate the supply. And that's just how the crypto goes, and you can't really say anything about that. It's also fair and square for them only. But now over here, they just serve the community what they deserved, and that's why the community loves them and respects them in a way I haven't found in most of the coins. So the vibe in the community is just lovely and awesome. You just go and you think that the community loves the project so much, they can invest and do anything for the project. They're truly in love of the vision of the team, because the team respected their community. So the community, it does respect them, and that's a really good thing. Yeah, and especially for a privacy coin, most teams like to hide behind in the name of privacy, but this team publicly doxed themselves, shared their LinkedIns, and never tries to hide themselves, but also keeps that privacy in the field of the ecosystem, rather than using the privacy for their own hiding spots. That's the key thing. That's another key thing of the project. Now, what XEQM labs try to build, they build is trust. What they build is trust. They built trust by saying they preserved the original history community. The supply is verified now to 76 million. No hidden minting was done and will be done. Predictable economics, and the strong quote that that is used, which is technology can be rebuilt. Trust and community cannot be manufactured. That is something beautiful I have heard today. So that's a very strong line for trust for building trust in the community, and that's why the community loves the team. Now, secondly, we are going to talk about core products of the ecosystem, and over here we can see the transition. We have talked about the transition, we have talked about who they are, we have talked about the supply. There is a circulating supply which is 276 million, publicly verifiable. See the full tokenomics breakdown. No future mints are planned, no XEQM enters circulation only through service node emissions, and governance wallet allocations, both fixed, both public, both predictable. Okay, so privacy is only used in sectors that it's needed. It's not that the privacy label is fixed, is basically try to unnecessarily fit it into every aspect of the project, where even it's in a negative cause. So it's not like that. It's not like other projects. I love this fact that privacy is used on limited basis, but on basis that provide valuable you can say potential to the project and its use cases. So let's see other the next point of the information that we are getting over here beyond the coin. XEQM as a developer platform. So over here we are talking about real business now, how the platform works. So basically, XEQM is not just another privacy coin. It's the utility coin that powers Equilibria network and access coin for the XEQM Labs developer platform. Equilibria network was the previous name for the project that has transitioned into XEQM now. The distinction changes everything about how you should think about it. Most privacy projects stop at that coin. XEQM Labs does not. We are building a developer platform that exposes the privacy capabilities of the XEQM network through a clean, well-documented API. Privacy becomes a primitive, a set of tools any developer can call to add private identity verification, private data delivery, private access control, and private value transfer to any application they are building through. So basically, they are providing APIs through, and they are providing the privacy tools for developers on their websites, and that's made simpler because providing those is not that simple right now, and through APIs it's a much you can say a difficult task for companies and websites. So this is the model that made Ethereum valuable, not the asset alone, but the platform. XEQM Lab applies that model to privacy, that the coin is the fuel, the platform is the product, the ecosystem is the vision. This is beautiful line, and I love the vision already. So how the platform works. Now I will come back to this after reading what they are offering, because I think that will clarify the things even more. So firstly, build your own privacy application. We are actively inviting developers to build on the XEQM Lab platform. Now this is very important line. Any developer out there, reach out to them if you want privacy integration integrated to your website, and you will see what kind of offers, what kind of products they have. So privacy is needed that cuts across almost every domain of software. So we'll see identity and access. For example, verify that a user meets a condition, age, membership or credential, without storing or exposing which condition was checked. Okay, data and intelligence, communication and publishing, governance and coordination, commerce and value transfer. There are many things. Privacy is used in every aspect, So the applications, this is the main thing that all the products that they have been offering and they are going to offer for developers. So firstly, there is a XEQM swap. Now the purpose of this was to let holders migrate to the new chain, cryptographically verifiable swaps. Talking about it, this shows the continuity instead of you can say abandoning the old holders, because the old holders, as I've already discussed this point, many coins usually betray the old projects and just leave them. They don't own them. But this project told that it cannot manufacture communities, it can build the vision. So that's the beauty of the project. Now second thing they are building is a wonderful project, XEQM Oracle, Privacy Oracle, signed price feeds, proof of reserve, and private conditional execution. Now what's the main idea? Fetch verified data without revealing who queried it, why, what they are doing. This is the beauty of it. Sorry for that. This is the beauty of it. You're not exposing yourself for asking a question. Now this will help as a big you can say database, big utilities for big sponsor for privacy and selling point for privacy in different kinds of companies and websites all over the world. This has the potential to be integrated into every single website that is out there and not providing enough privacy for its clients, and that's why the world needs more privacy than it's not giving that much privacy. Right now the privacy it's really common. All the websites just expose you. There's advertising and there's everything that needs your publicization, and it's just out of control right now. So this should really help normalize and stabilize the things, and that's why privacy is already trending, and there's no need to talk about it if it's already trending in the crypto space. And crypto itself should be the you can say leader for promoting privacy. So now potential use cases are obviously private AI systems. In AI, this is the most usable thing, to not expose the users to AI. Just AI answering them is enough. It should not be able to recognize them. Now enterprise APIs, secure application, confidential financial tools, that's very useful for integrating this. Now second thing I will talk about is XEQM ident. Now we will talk about these two. Basically this is just universal proof of action, cryptographically verify that an event occurred without revealing anything beyond the fact that of that event itself. Now this is I think a kind of proof of work, proof of stake thing that they have tried to innovate, and it's also very innovative and less practical but more creative, and maybe it's more understandable and integratable in the future. Now the fourth thing is XEQM, access privacy preserving access control. Get any digital resource behind a private token. This is very useful if you know about computer sciences, and if you know how things works in the core of the programs, then this is a thing that you can use to keep your things private. Now I love these kind of things that are basically making it simpler and more simpler to use privacy and integrate it for your normal use cases, daily life use cases. Now the third thing is XEQM ident, probably one of the strongest concepts. It allows proving something about yourself without revealing your actual data. For example, verifying age without revealing birthday. Now, proving membership without revealing the identity, verify qualification privately. This is basically leaning towards zero knowledge proof style identity systems. Very strong real world relevance. Nothing more to be said about it. XEQM ballot, private on-chain voting, governance votes, community polls, or formal ballots with cryptographic verifications. I don't know what to say at this point. This is practically genius. And now another thing is XEQM source, confidential document submissions for journalists. Now investigators and research, now there's every single aspect covered to use an API, and I'm sure that even if you after all this, even if you miss something that you still need, and your website still needs the privacy in some sort of aspect that is not covered here somehow, you can still contact the team, and I'm sure they will help you with integrating this and maybe make another kind of utility, because the amount of utilities and the deepness they are going into this, it seems like they are here for the real deal, they're here for real business. Now another thing we have is XEQM survey, anonymous verified feedback, collect responses from verified participants without identity linkage. Now this is just perfect, it's going towards a perfection. No, I don't think any other project in privacy actually tries to reach. Now another thing is XEQM vault, dead man switch and contingency transfer, pre-authorized actions that execute after defined inactivity. Love this. Now it basically what it means that it's genius, man. It just means that if you're inactive for some X time, funds or instructions execute automatically. For example, just distribute my money if I want this, if I die someday. It's just genius. And by keeping it private and not letting anyone know who I am, it's just ideas that you think should be the future, and they have already given it done all the hard work, and you just need to execute it now. Any company out there, any developer out there, just integrate it into your website, because this is the real deal. This should be used in financial banking systems. This can be used in every kind of financial tool available out there. Now crypto, it can be used in crypto estate planning, emergency accesses, inheritance. There are multiple use cases for these kinds of things. Each product that they're offering has several use cases that are practically the most sensible use cases that should be done and haven't been done for decades now. And technology is already here, but we are just not, I don't think we are willing to accept the fact. But if it is already here, then privacy should be the first concern, instead of exposing yourselves more to the technology and AIs and being less secure. XEQM Pay on private invoice and payment links, generate one-time payment links for private transactions. Of course, payments are also important, and if we are talking about an asset of crypto, utilities should include something related to payment, and this is just another thing that is not missed, and another proof of perfection. So XEQM Pulse, that's over here. It's about anonymous whistleblowing tip system. Main idea is to secure source submissions, no metadata, and there's a proof of delivery. This is one of the strongest privacy mission examples, because it connects crypto privacy to journalism, activism, secure communications, instead of only hiding transactions. Private data aggregation, aggregative sensitive data, and deliver accurate results without exposing individual records is just perfect. It's perfect. It's like a news reporter reporting perfect news, but you don't know who it is, and you don't need to see the face of the reporter you don't need to know extra information, because it's risking his own information. There are just so much extra information out there, and that is wrongly used to just advertise to you, to just expose you, to maybe punish you if you do something wrong. But it should not be that much public, then that's why privacy is the main key over here. Now, I'm not against everything that is public. Of course, there are many measures taken in public to be secure. That publicity also provides some sort of security, but I think it's overused. Publicity is also overused. We need some privacy back, like it was maybe a century ago, when all of this technology wasn't there. So now XEQM survey we have already covered, and many of these things are just awesome. Now XEQM payroll is something that private disbursements, upload addresses and amounts execute privately. This is also something similar and more categorized. XEQM hold is private escrow and conditional release for contracts and agreements, and it's something genius. I would like to see this more executable in practically, so all those new POW coins that I usually cover on my channel don't need to be traded by getting scammed 1 or 2 times before finding a real legit seller. So I would love to see this utility being executed by someone, and it's just awesome seeing a project doing something really good for and doing something that it should be doing according to the label, and maybe more than it should be doing, because they are just putting all the effort that it requires, and more than that. Now, the developer focus strategy, there is a stake to access API model. Now I skipped that part, and I told you guys that we will talk about it later after we have discussed all of the products. Now here it was, how the platform works. These are their APIs available for all the products. The XEQM Labs API is structured around developer tiers. So the APIs are structured in developer tiers. Developers take XEQM, the coin, their token, to unlock access. When they leave, they get their stake back. It is a commitment mechanism, not a fee. Applications consume XEQM when they make API calls above their tier limit. Operators earn XEQM for the infrastructure they contribute. For example, 10,000 testnet calls per month free. 100,000 mainnet calls per month from API is the builder tier that requires 1,000 XEQM to be staked. If you do more than that, I think there will be some consumption of the coins. And production tier requires 10,000. It will give 1 million calls per month, and unlimited calls per month will be 50,000 XEQM for the enterprise tier. This creates sustained real demand for XEQM for a constituency that has nothing to do with speculation developers who needed to build things. This is very good. This is very important. Basically, developers take XEQM to access APIs. This is generally good for the ecosystem and the coins tokenomics itself. Examples shown, like the tiers here over here, and the amounts that are required is also technically decent and good for the tokenomics. Now, the token is tied to actual platform usage. Demand theoretically increases with adoption. This is different from projects where the token has no real utility. The economic model, the platform fee distribution, is 35% to the API node operators. Now let's go over here. Yeah, API node operators 35%, community governance 30%. API node operators earn a share of platform fees proportional to the requests they serve. Service node operators SN, who also run an API service nodes are basically like the master same as master nodes that are usually you see in POW coins also. So they are just service node operators who also run an API node earn both block rewards from consensus participation and a share of the platform fees. There are two separate and additive income streams. So I think basically these two remain the same, and API node operators receive 35% from the from the platform fees, the developer of the platform of the company that uses the APIs may provide, and the normal service not receive the 35% from the emitted coins of the block reward. So that's what I understand from this, and I hope it's correct. Because and if I'm mistaken over here, just let me know in the comments. But according to what I've read, this is the percentage that I understand from this. So they also mention reduced emissions over time, no burn gimmicks, sustainable economics, and sticking incentives, which are very important contrast against hyper inflationary crypto projects. So another thing is privacy infrastructure for the next internet. That's basically the whole thesis. Instead of making another blockchain, they're trying to create programmable privacy APIs, developer infrastructures, privacy middlewares, anonymous verification systems for apps, governments, businesses, whatever you can name it, DAOs, payments, communication systems, voting systems for governments, and every aspects they are covering. So now the best things about the project are really the real utility focus, real practical utilities, not just the hype or tokenomics. Another is the clear ecosystem vision. All apps fit the same privacy narrative perfectly and beautifully. Developer oriented APIs and tooling matter long term, not just the short term hype. Strong branding consistency. Everything revolves around the privacy. Supply transparency is another factor. Verified supply and predictable emissions just are technically sound. And real world applications, I've already talked about its practicality, and it's beautifully aligned with privacy. Identity payments, governance, whistleblowing is just awesome. Now another thing is long-term infrastructure approach feels more serious than short-term meme projects. Now potential concerns or the difficulties the project could face are also there, and I will cover that I think that will need more attention, but I also truly believe the team has the capability to overcome all of them. For now, number one is massive competition. Privacy infrastructure is extremely competitive with privacy trending now. It's also more harder for a project new, or maybe new coming from a transition to outshine them. But even though there are competitors that include Monero, Zcash, Alio, Secret Network, I believe this project can truly do that. With it's just been few days since its launch maybe, but I think that it can outshine them truly and deservingly in just a few in a few months or maybe a few weeks, because this project really serves what it says. It has products that none other project can do. It has the ability to practically prove every other project useless, because they are not offering even a percent of what this project is having the vision for. So I really hope this project goes as far as it deserves to be going. Now number two is that adoption is difficult. The vision is strong, but the developers must actually integrate it. Network users must grow. APIs need reliability and scale. Infrastructure projects succeed only if developers build on a team, and this may require real world marketing and real world word to be spread out, and this can be possible again with the wonderful community they have and wonderful team. So this is again a possible difficulty that they may face, but it's also as much possible to overcome it, as they have already done more difficult things in the past. So it's not a big threat. Now number three is regulatory pressure. Of course, many privacy focused platforms often face exchange restrictions, compliance scrutiny, and government pressure. This is a real risk for all privacy ecosystems, so I wouldn't count it solely for this project, and it can easily be overcome together with the privacy sector trending in crypto right now and the hype it has right now. So basically this was all about XEQM Labs, and you can see that a network that gets stronger as it grows. It will obviously be more stronger when the developers join and the companies and websites integrate more and more products. Now this is the end of this, and you can see privacy you can build on. This is their main code that they like to tell about the project, and I find the project really good, really useful for the life, and I love the vision already. And this was basically the first part of an honest overview for the project, because there's so much to cover on this project, so much effort put behind from the team, that we can clearly see that I don't think it's deserving to cover it in a single video. And even this first part will be a longer video than any other, I think, video on my channel that covers an coin, because this coin really deserves two parts. So let's just end this video over here, and in the second part we will see how to buy this coin, and what's the available platforms, and what are the options for an investor to support the project, how's the community on Telegram, and what's the other aspects that we haven't covered in this video. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll provide all the links in description as always for the project, and we'll continue this discussion in the next video. Till then, goodbye.